Victory today and to actually make it in 3 games time.
I think Brighton will come and do exactly what they did last year, John. They won't change the way they play. I think they're missing 9 players. They'll try and play out from the back all the time. We'll put a high press on them, like we did last year, like we did at Burnley the other week. I expect us to win. I expect us to win comfortably. I expect us to go to Old Trafford and win comfortably. And I think we'll win at Brentford on the last day of the season. We're just running into a vein of form. We're scoring goals, getting big players back. And I think we'll win very, very comfortably today. I really do.
I mean, the interesting thing is, as we said, John, 78 goals scored, which is a Premier League record for us, and there's still 3 games to go, for goodness sake. If you look at the pace and power that we've got up front, pace, and you look at Isaac and Wilson when he's in, Gordon, Barnes, Almir and Murphy. I mean, any defence would be frightened of that sort of pace, and there's goals in those guys up top.
Isak's had a phenomenal season. He's a fabulous player. You know, he just glides over the ground. He knows where the net is. He just passes it into the back of the net. And Wilson, to be fair, when he's fit, is top notch. The only problem is he's never fit enough. You know, when he's fit, he scores goals. When you put the two of them together, as they did at Burnley, I mean, Wilson was tremendous at Burnley. He was too much of a handful for the 2 centre backs. He was too physical for them. Isak played in the hole, caused all sorts of problems. Gordon's been outstanding this season. You know, he's been absolutely brilliant. His energy levels are first class. First thought when he gets the ball is to get at people, have a go at people. And with pace like that, defenders hate playing against pace. You know, once they start running, and especially nowadays, you're afraid your life is on you because the slightest of a touch, you go down inside the penalty area, it's a penalty. But all of a sudden he's got reinforcements there as well. You know, you mentioned Murphy, who got, was it 2 or 3 assists last week. All of a sudden Almir on his back as well. So, getting people back at the right time. Joe Linton's got to come back in.
Oh, he's all there. Team
badges, guys.
Manchester United on Wednesday night.
I mean, the interesting thing for me, John, what you were saying there, Callum Wilson's come back and scored 2 goals in a game in the 3rd. That's all he's played, a game in the 3rd. And what I found very interesting is he said in midweek that he believes he can make the Euros. Now, for me, that's a big ask because of his injury situation, but forget that. If he believes he can make the Euros and has gone out to do that, that's to our benefit, because the only way he's going to do it is by scoring goals in the next 3 games. That's the only way he's going to force his way in, so he's looking to do that. It's a massive, massive positive for us, and Isaac is a different class. I mean, as you said, I'm delighted he's in for the National Player of the Year, but I am stunned that Anthony Gordon's not in that, John. What's your feeling?
Well, it's amazing, really. You know, you look at the season that Gordon's had. Everybody's raved about him. He's got himself in England squads. Played really well against Brazil. And for the life of me, I can't understand why he's not one of the nominations for Player of the Year, or even Young Player of the Year. You know, it's ridiculous that he doesn't fit into either category because, as I say, he's been absolutely outstanding for us this year.
Absolutely so. Let's come to the team now, and this is always the difficult thing because the only thing that matters is what Eddie Howe's going to do as opposed to what we would do. But we can only say what we would do and guess what Eddie might do. Changes, you've got Pope available in theory anyway. You've got Joe Linton available in theory. He played as a sub last week. You've got Almir available. I think it's too early for Trippier. But, and of course, do you go 4-3-3 or do you stick with last week, which is Wilson up top and Isaac on his shoulder? What would you do, John?
It's not what I do, John. It's what I think Eddie Howe will play Isak and Wilson because he's a big admirer of Wilson, and I think he wants Wilson to go to the Euros as well. And the only way that's going to happen is if he plays him. So I think the two of them will start up top, I've got a sneaking feeling, listening to what he said yesterday, that he may well bring Nick Pope back in. But I think that might be the only change in him. As I said, I think Joe Linton got game time last week. I think they get game time again. But I don't think he'll start. I think he'll save him for Wednesday night and start at Old Trafford. And it'll be a little bit unfair on anybody who played at Burnley last week to be left out, to be quite honest. You know, you go away to home, you score 5. Can't ask much more than that. So, but trying to read him is unbelievable. You know, you can't second guess him. So you just have to let him see.
I mean, one of the good things, John, for me, is in a couple of months back, I was looking at the subs bench, and we had 2 goalkeepers, and we had a load of kids from the academy having to fill out the 90 seats. And you saw the coach, the starting 11's not bad, but you can't change it. Also, most of the subs were defenders, no attackers. It is now beginning to look healthy there, and you can't change it during the game and have an impact, whether that's Almiron, whether it's Barnes, whether it's Wilson coming off the bench or whoever, Murphy off the bench maybe. You can't change things, Joe Linton, of course. That's a huge advantage, John.
It is, it's a massive advantage because, you know, there was a spell where he looked at the bench and all he seen was goalkeepers and young lads. And he thought there's nobody on there who's going to influence this game. All of a sudden, as you say, he's got Joe Linton back, he's got Barnes on there, he's got Almiron on there. I think Trippier will probably be on there today as well. So that the bench looks an awful lot healthier and an awful lot stronger than it has done for a long time. And he's got them options there. And it means that he can give, if it's going well, he can take people off and rest their legs, give them a little bit of a breather, as he did last week when he brought Almiron and Joe Linton up.
I mean, the interesting thing, playing Brighton today, they get a lot of plaudits from neutrals and from pundits saying they play attractive football and the manager's touted for the big jobs, etc., etc. But the truth of the matter is, at the moment, they hadn't won 6 before they beat Villa 1-0. So they've been in a bad run. They beat Villa, in fairness, when Villa are tapering off, as Man U have, as Spurs have. Villa is dropped. We beat Villa home and away when they were quality sides. They're now dipping off. I don't know that there's that much to worry about Brighton. They can have terrific games, they can implode. And they've got nothing to play for, and we have everything to play for Europe. Surely that's going to make a difference, John.
Look, they're missing 11, John. You know, they've got we thought our injury list was bad. You know, earlier in the season we're missing big players. They've got a lot of players out. They've got 11 out. They've got a lot of young boys in there. He's got a philosophy in the way that he plays, and he won't change that. You know, he'll keep playing exactly the same way. I think we'll be too big, too strong, too physical for him. They'll try and play out from the back. I think we'll put that high press on to see if they can play through us. I don't think they'll be able to. And as I said earlier, I think we'll win, and I think we'll win very, very comfortably, to be quite honest.
If, presuming that we do make Europe, and you've already said you believe we will, and I do, for what it matters, I really do believe we will make Europe. When you look back at the season, John, and you think of the chronic injury list we've had, almost from day one, where we haven't seen Pope for 5 months, and Joe Linton, Botman, and Joe Williams hardly taking part. When you look at that injury list, when you think what happened with Tonali, came in at the start of the season, 10-month ban, and when you think that the last transfer window, we did nothing in it because we couldn't, because of the financial fair play, it would be quite something to finish the season in Europe.
I think it'll be on a par with last year, to be quite honest, John. You know, I think what we did last year was remarkable, to be quite honest. We finished in the Champions League spot, got to the cup final. But we didn't have the injury problems and the suspensions that we had last year. And I think to get the 2 quarter-finals in the domestic cups, and if we would have finished, I don't know, 5th, 6th or 7th and qualified for Europe this season, I would put that on a par on what they achieved last year. You know, when you take everything into consideration and you look back over the season as a whole, you look at the players that were missing, key players. You know, you're missing key players for a long part of the season. So if they can achieve that, I would put it on a par of what they did last year.
Looking at this afternoon, we've both said that Newcastle will win, we believe they'll win. We don't want to step in them by saying that. But I mean, we scored a lot of goals, 78 goals already. I'm looking at maybe 3-0. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I think we'll win. I think we'll win comfortably. I think we'll win 3 or 4 to be quite honest. And I think if we score early on, it could be a long, long afternoon for Brighton. But I would think 3-0, maybe 4-0. Isak gets 2.
He always gets 2. 3-0.
Wilson will get 1 and Gordon will get 1.
That will do for and we beat Manchester United and we beat Brentford. Guys, been an absolute delight to be with you this season. We really have enjoyed it. So from Ando, from myself, God bless you for inviting us in here. We hope to see you again. Enjoy this afternoon, and we're back in Europe. We will be back in Europe.